Oh, we have a bit more of a serious topic. In a recent interview with Jackie McMullen, Phil Jackson called out LeBron James as an entitled player and shared this story about the Cavs superstar. Quote, when LeBron was playing with the Heat, they went to Cleveland and he wanted to spend the night. They don't do overnights. Teams just don't. So now Coach Eric Spoelstra has to text Riley and say, what do I do in this situation? And Pat, who has iron fist rules, answers, you are on the plane. You are with this team. You can't hold up the whole team because you and your mom and your posse want to spend an extra night in Cleveland. Maverick Carter has taken issue with Jackson's use of the word posse, tweeting, quote, every step you take, they remind you, you ghetto. Today, LeBron also responded.
We see the success that we had, but then there's always someone that lets you know how far we still have to go as African Americans. You know, and I just don't believe that Phil Jackson would have used that same term if he was doing business with someone else. To use that label, and if you go and read the definition of what the word posse is, it's not what I've built over my career. It's not what I stand for. It's not what my family stands for.
Reactions. Kenyon.
I agree with LeBron, 1,000%. If he wasn't dealing with a group of young black men, brown men, I don't think he would use that same term. But what is Phil Jackson commenting on LeBron James anyway for? LeBron has never played for a team that Phil's been a GM for, president for, coach for. What does he comment on him for? So I think Phil should worry about why the triangle don't work.
That's a fair follow-up.
I mean, let me just tear all this up because that's the best point. What's going on with the triangle, damn it? Context matters. Time of social unrest, as we know in this country, you got to be very cautious in what you say and how you deliver it. We're talking about the battle between racial insensitivity, and we're talking about people who may be hypersensitive. So that could be Maverick Carter, who is hypersensitive, and it could be Phil Jackson, who sounds insensitive. Let's answer this, because in life, three things happen. Thoughts turn into words that turn into actions. And I think LeBron's saying, there may be some prejudice here, because when you see 5 white guys, let's use example, down the street, oh, look at that crew. When you see 5 black guys, you say, look at that gang. When you see 5 white guys working with an NBA player, you say, look at those associates. Or you look at the black guys and you say, look at that posse.
I say posse for everything.
Yeah. Well, look, Sir Mix-a-Lot made it very popular. My posse was on Broadway. But I don't think Phil Jackson was playing that song in his head when he was talking about that. And I do understand where Maverick's coming from. But I also understand that there's no malice intended here, so therefore let's not overreact to it.
All right, so can we have this conversation?
Are you sure?
We're going to have this conversation.
Oh, let's go.
As like the white person sitting up here, because I want to be able to talk about these things, because what's going to happen again is we're going to get in a situation where somebody said a word, someone took it a different way than perhaps maybe they meant, maybe they didn't. I don't know, because I'm not in his head. And then we all sort of freeze because we don't know what we're allowed to say now.
Yeah.
What if posse, and look, Phil Jackson's like 120 years old, so let's just call it what it is. Like, the word posse to me has always just meant, like, if I have all my girlfriends here, I'm like, I got my posse and we're going to the restaurant. But I would not have taken it that way.
Yeah.
So is this going to be a situation where, you know, people who look like me don't see it as a sensitive issue? And maybe we're just not getting it?
It's all sensitive, but people are sensitive, like you said, it can get taken out of context at any given time. But, like, you say things around certain people, you don't know how people are going to take it. You know, so let's... I'm
afraid to talk.
Yeah, well,
don't be afraid to talk. Let's just keep your comments to yourself.
Well, what happens when they ask? Like, when they... You know, they're always asking everyone about everybody.
What colors this situation, no pun intended, is the fact that he was being derogatory towards LeBron. He was basically calling LeBron out for being a
So
diva.
if he would have said his buddies,
but
then we would not be here.
But then the alignment of, okay, you're calling them out, you're being derogatory, and then you use this term, that's not a flattering term in that context. So Phil Jackson, the master,
so I'm asking you, if he would have said, they're in Cleveland, he wants to have a night out with his mom and his buddies, this is not a topic?
Maverick shouldn't have had a problem with that, but Maverick, obviously, being a buddy converted to a business associate is going to be sensitive.
Himself as businessman,
right?
Not
it's weird when people accuse you of getting your job through different means, isn't it? It's so unfair. All right, we're going to take a break and get back to more fun stuff. Last night, Marcus Smart got out of getting posterized by flopping to the ground. Oh, Kenyon. Kenyon, is this okay?
Mr. Smart.
Not at all, man.
Oh, look at that. This is SportsNation. Hold on, the wind can't call the foul? No, not the wind?
Yes.
SportsNation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. and in part by Arby's. Arby's. We have the meat. Welcome back to Sports Nation, presented by Toyota.
Can you tell us the origin of your nickname?
Well, I didn't name myself.
Okay.
It was actually given to me. God.
Go on.
Maybe you've heard of him.
It was in my dream. So.
Was he in person? Did he have a face? Did he have a face, or was he a disembodied voice?
Kind of. It was like a half face, and it was shadowed.
What did the face look like that you saw?
It was like behind the curtain. He was like, I'm going to name you Swaggy. I was like, who is that? He said, God.
I'm God.
Wait, half of it.
It was like, he was hiding like a black curtain.
What
it was
face
a black curtain, and he was peeking behind, and he seen me.
Kind of a creep.
Yeah, not a creep, but like, he didn't really want me to see him, but I seen him.
Got you. Did he add the P, or did he say Swaggy? Did he say Swaggy?
P.
He said Swaggy.
Yeah, he said P. I was like, what the P? And he said, you don't know. Let's go. Yeah.
No, that obviously was Swaggy P. Although I believe we call him Uncle P.
Uncle P.
Now that's him talking. So now is he going to have another story about how he got the Uncle P, or is that just obvious?
I don't know. I just want to see the bedtime scene again.
I just want to see his prescription list.
He was having fun in that bed by himself. Forget God. It was good.
Let's talk more NBA. Scott playing. This week, friend of the show, by the way, Brian Scalabrine sparked a crazy rumor on SiriusXM Radio that the Warriors are looking to trade Klay Thompson. Steve Kerr?
Did you see what Scalabrine said about a possible Klay trade, and what did you think of that? Oh, what? Possible Klay Thompson trade? Really? Yeah. No, Brian hasn't called me yet, so if Brian wants to call, then I'll get Bob on the phone, and then Bob and I can pick his brain, and we'll figure out what we should do. I think our guys know that that stuff is, almost always just BS.
It's always crazy until it's not.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. It's not that absurd. I mean, it could happen someday, right? Not based on any of this, but...
I think it's absurd. One, because...
Really?
Well, why would you want a collection of the 4 All-Stars that they have to just say, no, we actually only wanted 3? Like the whole Durant...
Because maybe you need something that you just don't have to get you over the hump.
Well, yeah, they do need defensive presence. They do need some size in the paint. I give you all that. But when you get this thing to work the way it's supposed to work, it's going to be special. Even as a Clipper fan, I'm sitting there like, if they're hot on that night, you're not beating them that night. You can wear them down over a series. You can beat them up. But when they're clicking, they're clicking. But this is just an inevitable consequence of when the stories used to be about what the facts were back in the days. And now,
the good old days.
Now it's just content-based. We got to fill the time. We got to fill the space. We got to fill the pages. And that's what this is.
Yeah, I agree. It's just one of those things. It was somebody's opinion.
Yep.
And it grew legs.
It did.
Yep.
But if someone is to get traded, it might be Klay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, no one's
okay,
untouchable.
that's a conversation. If you have to get rid of one of the big boys.
Them to boost their bench up, because they have no bench right now.
Well, he's the best defender of all of their backcourt. So when Steph is running around shooting threes and say, I don't have to play defense, Klay is the one playing defense and getting shots up. I think that would be disastrous. That's the same reason why Jerry West went and put his career on the line, said, if you get rid of Klay 2 years ago, I'm going too. And then obviously that worked out for him. You don't get rid of Klay, he's too special.
I agree. It's just, like I said, it's just one of them things that grew legs. They got a good thing going right now. It's just not getting going. They still learning to play with basketball with one another.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This is why I warned my mom to stop reading everything on Facebook. It's not fact. Next topic, right. Celtics Pelicans last night. Solomon Hill threw down an amazing dunk on Marcus Smart, but was called for an offensive because guess what? Smart flopped. Now, this is really great flopping, right, Kenyon?
Yeah, I think Marcus Smart and the referee should be fined.
What?
That's awful, man. He fell sideways. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's awful.
No points for the courage to stand there and get posterized?
Not at all, because it's no one will remember it.
Yeah.
After today, no one, because it was a charge call.
But he got bailed out. I mean, you talk about, like, that could have been very ugly. And, look, as a Clipper fan,
he did fall sideways.
I respect the flops. Like, that's what we do. We get away with that, too. The wind, the smell, I don't know, something made him faint.
Yeah, whatever.
But it wasn't contact, I'll give you that.
Yeah, whatever it wasn't the actual contact from Solomon.
But can we even be mad at him because it worked? I mean, what's
did.
the message here?
Yeah.
Keep doing it?
Referees, like you said.
Hey,
He's
they
like,
fall
that's
for
his
it.
thing. He's done it before, by the way.
Not the first time. Not the first
It's not
time.
the first time. This is
Right
his
back
thing.
to it. Look, right back to him.
Oh,
Come on, man.
He is going to hurt himself.
somebody shot him.
Trying to act like he
What
got hurt.
happened?
He hit the ground. Hit the ground harder than he got pushed.
Remy on the roof. Remy on the roof.
He looked like
What?
he actually looked like he got hit by you. Listen, he looked like he got hit by you.
Man,
Well,
I've never seen
rocket
that play
launcher
before.
just out of nowhere.
Come on, man. Like you coming around the end and him standing there in the pocket. Like,
I respect his
man.
commitment to the art.
Thank you.
I mean, he's good.
Oh,
he
my
is something
gosh.
good.
That's
All right.
beyond great.
I hope we get more of those. Last night, the Southern Illinois University basketball team lost to Arkansas on the road. But what losing coach Barry Hinson was upset about was the lack of attendance at the game. Now, he's familiar with Arkansas because he's been on coaching staffs at Kansas and Missouri State, so he's been in the arena a few times. Here he is.
You want me to be honest? Yeah. That's not an Arkansas crowd. That's not Razorback crowd. But I've been in here. You guys know when I was in here. And I told our guys, when they bring that damn Arkansas flag out with 3 minutes to go in the game and you're yelling your ass off and they can't hear you, that's what it's all about. But that's not the Razorback crowd that I know. You guys got to get your butts. Where's the camera? Where's the Arkansas cameras? You got to get your butts back in this gym.
Wow, direct message. Okay, again, to reiterate, he's the coach for the other team.
Yeah, right.
Getting mad at Arkansas.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I guess he didn't get booed enough.
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, I guess he wanted a more contentious crowd. It's an indictment on him as well in his program because a lot of times you come out to see the visiting team.
That's true.
So how good are you, Southern Illinois, showing up? We don't want to see you guys. We know what Arkansas is because we're fans of Arkansas.
Did they win or did they lose?
I don't even think it matters
know.
at this point.
So what did he go out there and he was just like, we're not going to play.
Right.
There was no talk about the game or X's and O's, or it was just the crowd.
This must be a thing because Pete Carroll just went on record talking about New England's crowd, saying it's not like our crowd. It's very classy, which is just basically
I'm sorry. He just called a Boston crowd classy.
He called it classy, like, you know, you can hear, you can do your regular offensive signals.
Might be a first.
Yeah, all that stuff. So
Boston.
I know.
They want it harder. They want a harder path, I guess.
It's the outskirts. I'm sorry. Who won? Who lost? He won. He lost. Arkansas won. Again, like I said, it didn't matter.
It didn't even.
These dinosaurs are being used by a Japanese company for an attraction called Dino Park. Marcellus, this will be all you next.
Nope, that's what the real dinosaurs were, fake. This is Sports Nation. Trying to tell y'all, why do you think they do this? Because it's just like the real one. One shot.
He's like, you have 4 minutes. Time for Pulse of the Nation, presented by Toyota. Winners and losers. Marcellus.
Yes, ma'am.
What's happening here?
Bonding. Too much. Too hard.
Like a
Too
migraine.
much. Yeah. We've all been there.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
I have never
You've
done
had
that.
a handshake fail.
Never.
Yes, you have. You've had the hug that gone wrong, and you're like bumping to each other in the
is
chest. Yes, right.
I think it was a little grab. You know, DeAndre's 7 feet, CP is 6 feet.
Yes, they were just off.
Momentum.
Just off.
It's like a mismatch.
Yeah, momentum.
Look at that.
Winner,
At least they're not fighting anymore.
large theropods. Here's some
Not right.
dinosaurs in Japan. It's a company called On Art Corporation, and it's an attraction that you can now go to, or I think eventually. These are the best robots I've ever seen, Marcellus.
Oh, wow.
Are you about to
sweet.
join the living when it comes to dinosaur reality?
This is fake. Duh.
Obviously.
The whole dinosaur thing is fake.
Okay,
Duh.
what are these
Like,
based on?
What are these based on?
Yes.
Someone's mind's creation of some figment of reality.
So it's like Predator to you.
Yeah, this is just like another movie, but okay, let's
Kenyon,
go to
don't.
So he don't believe
He
dinosaurs
does not
ever
believe in
exist?
dinosaurs at all.
Ever existed?
Ever.
You with me there, Kmart?
His face is everything.
Come on, what, 6 billion years ago? Really?
Being a good team.
Next one.
All right, so Joel Embiid does this where he hustles and his teammates just don't seem to have any help ready. Are you supposed to catch your teammate at that point?
Nah.
You're supposed to move out for the opposing team. You're supposed to move.
Yeah.
Nah, them dudes contagious. They always stay hurt, so I
that's
don't want
their
that rubbing off on me.
future.
Yeah, but he ain't played in 2 years. I would find everybody on the team.
You would?
Find everybody from that
Well,
catch.
nah, he
He's just
stayed
finding
hurt. I don't
everybody
want that
today.
touching
Kenyon
me.
rocks. We'll be back tomorrow.
Get off me.
He's fined everybody today.
Yeah, right.
The show of finding.
Nobody got money.
Hey, that's what it's about.